Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Krista. Krista sent in a new, I don't know how new it is, but it's a small channel that is exposing baby boomers called Gen Wars. So let's see what she sent us.
The baby boomers. Whiny, narcissistic, self-indulgent people with a simple philosophy. Give me it, it's mine! These people were given everything. Everything was handed to them. They took it all. And they want to make things hard on younger people. They tell them abstain from sex. Say no to drugs. These people went from do your own thing to just say no. They went from love is all you need to whoever winds up with the most toys wins.
Yep. This is a classic. This is a classic Carlin bit here, talking about the boomers. From cocaine to Rogaine.
We're talking about how selfish boomers are, basically. Like, how inward thinking, sociopathic, I guess would be the best way to describe them. Everything that they have gone, the way they've gone about their life, is that they have the mentality of a 2 to 7 year old. And it just got worse the older they got. And so they just were used to that.
Yeah, they're they're forever children. You know, they have the control of children.
Instant gratification mentality. It's been nothing but instant gratification, starting from when they were...
No impulse control. Then they accuse everybody else of having no impulse control. These people literally had no impulse control, and they didn't need it because everything was so cheap and handed to most of them.
Little tiny children, they got it all. Well, the first effect of their sociopathic behaviors on society was that they broke with tradition. Communism, all these things exploded under their watch.
Yep. I talked about this. 1954 is the year. Those who were born before and after 1954. Like, not that there are any good boomers, but the ones born post 54 after the censure of Senator Joe McCarthy. And that just, the communists were already infiltrated in our government and in Hollywood, in our entertainment, in our news. But McCarthy was our last-ditch effort to call it all out. And he was right about all of it. And once they had McCarthy and he was censured and you could just yell out McCarthyism, that gave this generation the tool, the biggest and best tool they needed to berate and browbeat their parents and the other generations into not even messing with them. Unless you want to be called a McCarthyism or a McCarthyist or a McCarthyite.
Because they're into instant gratification. They want free things. They want the easy life that they've always had. They just want more of it. And they don't have...
Yeah, there's no... and that's the thing. There's no satisfying these people. I'm talking about the 79%, not the 21%. Talking about the 79%. There's no level that they get to and it's like, you know what? I did it. I made it. I want enough. No, they want more. They want more. They want more. They're never even really concerned with what they have. They're always more concerned what everyone else has, what they don't have. Because everything's a competition to these people.
Like a 2-year-old doesn't have a cap on their desire. Like, how much does a 2-year-old want? More. Everything.
That's a good one. Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen X, boomers. It really is. And understand what Gen X had to go through with them. We were the first. We were the first victims of these people. Other than most of their own parents who, most of these boomers were just waiting for them to die so they can get more.
Well, what if they get everything that they want? How much do they want after that? More. It's always going to be more. Well, it led them to the state of walking around doing whatever they want because they had the numbers, and by the time they were in their 20s,
And that's just it. I mean, their parents had a lot of kids post World War II, especially after surviving the Great Depression and surviving World War II and everything that they had gone through. They didn't want their kids to have to deal with it, but look what they created. Monsters.
they realized it, that they had the numbers and that they were running everything. If not outright, they were running it from behind the scenes with their numbers, with their vote.
I mean, look at the electorate. I mean, they've been controlling everything for so long, and they're still, as of 2016, what, 50%?
All that kind of stuff. Said anything normal America, they wanted to turn upside down.
And understand these scenes when you're seeing the 50s and what you used to be able to have. Family could own a home, a car, and they're all on one income. They don't want you to have it. They didn't want you to have what they had. Because they were in constant, and especially with Gen X, in constant competition with their own children.
Look, I mean, they've accomplished it. Look around. Like, the United States is a dumpster fire right now. So they walk around all selfish, right?
And I'll tell you this, the boomer women are worse, obviously worse than the men. I've never really... the boomer women are 100 times worse than the boomer men. They're cruel, they're vindictive, they're calculating, they're mean, they're subversive, they're petty, they're jealous. They're just and wicked. I have a hard time thinking of things more wicked than a boomer female.
There's like basic like selfishness is just like apparent everywhere they go. Like that song "Asshole" by Dennis Leary. I mean, they are that guy in that song. All of them. They like drive fucking on the fucking line when they're driving. They like cut you off in traffic. They've always done this though. I just didn't know.
Oh yeah, and I've told so many stories about my mother especially. On the road, I mean, my mother was a goddamn terror. Getting in the fights, cutting people off, flipping them off. I remember I was like 5 or 6. She got into a fight with a truck driver on the fucking... No, it wasn't the part. It was the turnpike because trucks aren't allowed on the parkway. On the fucking Jersey Turnpike, cutting him off, slamming his brakes. I'm like, what is going on? She's like, he cut me off. I'm like, all right, you're scaring me here because I was a kid. She cuts him off, and a fucking New Jersey State Trooper saw her fucking with this truck in the Mustang. She got pulled over, and she's like, whoa, it's this guy. Like, and the cop, and this is like, what, 77 maybe? 78 at most, at best. They didn't know how to handle that. And I figured, the truck driver must have been screwing with her. All right, ma'am, just calm down. Wicked.
No, it was baby boomers that were doing this to me when I was younger. I just thought they were asshole adults, but now I realize they were all boomers. They were all in a hurry to get everywhere. Blah, blah, blah. They were cutting you off, telling you you're stupid, you couldn't drive. And now they're old, so they want to drive slow and everything. They expect the world to morph around them because this is how they've always been, no matter what.
In Florida, the roads down here are just littered with these people. And the problem with Florida is everybody either drives 30 miles over the speed limit or 30 miles under the speed limit. Zero fucks given. Like, right, you drive down 95 on straightaway and you have these massive pileups on straight high, and you like wonder, how are you having accidents in the middle of a 4 or 5, 6 lane highway that's just 8 miles of straightaway? How are you? This is how. Because you're trying to drive everybody that's either doing 30 miles over the speed limit or 30 miles under the speed limit. Guess who's doing under?
What they have going on, they want it to be the way they want it to be.
Always goes 25 under, no matter. Yep, there. I mean, that's. And they don't care. They don't care, and they won't even look at you. That's the thing. When they do it, they won't even look at you now. They won't even look at you. Or they'll flip you off and not even look. They won't. They're so used to just getting their own way for so long.
Because now they feel entitled that they can be, since they've held the numbers for so long. They've basically just morphed our society into what...
This is a good one. Build your own bridge, like I did, as they cut the one out from behind you. See, when we're talking about the 79%, they could give a fuck about legacy. See, this is why my father was obsessed with wearing a suit every day instead of going into business with his brother and building a construction empire for the entire family. No. He was more concerned with being a show-off for himself so he could look like some kind of bigwig executive for himself in a dead-end retail job, which, like, yeah, great. We all get I got the same employee discount you do. Those fancy suits you're wearing, A, aren't that fancy, and B, you got them at massive discounts anyway. So, you're not who you say you are. It's all about the image. More concerned about looking good and feeling like a big shot riding into the city every day than actually building an empire that would benefit your entire family, creating generational wealth. The concept of generational wealth to a boomer, okay, when we're talking about the 79%, they can't grasp it. That means less for me. And that means I'm building something for the future, a future that I'm not going to be a part of. Why would I want to do that? That's their mentality. That's why they have no problem cutting a bridge that they cross right after they cross it so no one else can get a benefit from it. A bridge they didn't even build. And they'll go ahead and tell you to go build your own. They didn't build that bridge either. Their parents did, who survived a depression and fought World War II. They built that bridge. But they'll act like by just being born they fucking done something. You ain't done shit, guy.
But it would be like if you ever closed your eyes and imagine, what would the world be like if a bunch of 2-year-olds with money and power ran everything?
We're seeing it now. You get 2-year-olds who just spend everything on themselves and nothing for anyone else, and they can't think 2 minutes into the future.
Well, you're seeing it, because it isn't just...
Remember, the narcissist in general only can live moment to moment, instant gratification. Because so many boomers, the 79%, are narcissistic sociopaths, this is how they're living, moment to moment. They see the future as something someone else benefits off of. They want no fucking part of that.
In the United States, this is in the Western world right now. We are having the same problem because baby boomers a global thing. It was all about the lead poisoning. So it's like a global catastrophe. You see evidence of it in their daily, the way they act daily, how selfish they are, how they expect to be able to walk to the front of a line.
They will cut you off like no one. They just act like oh, what? Back of the line, shit apple.
How they cut you off in traffic. How they just if there's they missed their turn, they're in the wrong lane. They don't care. They'll stop right in the middle of the damn freeway, wait for it to clear, or people to stop and let them in. They'll hold up traffic forever. They'll start a 10-car pileup just because they don't want to be inconvenienced to drive around, like some kind of sucker and have to deal with the consequences of their stupidity. They'd rather ruin your life than have any inconveniences whatsoever. And then that bleeds into the other 2-year-old thing that they do which is part of this like sociopathic behavior. Is that 2-year-olds love 2-year-olds, like toddlers love toddlers. They see another toddler, they fucking love it.
Yeah, this is such a good point. This is such a good point. And it goes to what I'm saying, like with these boomer therapists, boomers protecting boomers. It's toddlers love other toddlers. Boomers love, because they have a toddler mentality, they never actually progress out of a toddler mentality.
That's why they have to use babies and toddlers and shit in these children's shows, because children respond to other children. So, and they've been this way their whole life. The me generation. They themselves called themselves this. This isn't something that we started calling them. They actually call themselves the me generation because they were getting tired of people calling them the baby boomers. They hate it because, well, like a 2-year-old doesn't want to be called a baby anymore.
Exactly. I always knew that. I knew that one. Like they hate the name baby boomer. They hate it because nobody wants to be called a baby.
Right? Because it's not a baby, and it's like, I'm not a baby. So that's basically their mentality. I mean, it proves it right there. And the funniest part was they didn't pick any other term other than me, which is hilarious because that's what a 2-year-old.
Right. That's exactly what it took. Mine, me, mine. Great. What a great observation. Like that is a great analogy, a great observation. The me generation. They name themselves mine. It's like how I say, like, these borderline females never progress past the middle school lunch table. The boomer never mentally progressed out of toddlerhood. Mine.
What we'll come up with, like the me generation. He who dies with the most toys wins. I don't know if you ever seen
Another boomerism. Mine. You die with it. It means you didn't share it all for yourself. Why would I care about the future if I'm not a part of it? Which also means their legacy means nothing to them. Their name means nothing to them. That means their name means because they want to carry nothing on in the future. They think just by dying with the toy, everybody's just going to remember all the toys they had, and that's what a sad existence. When you really think about it and you really look at it, it's pathetic.
Or whatever meme, but that's their mantra. And so what does that mean? Well, that means that they are not going to leave anything for their kids, and they openly talk about this. So, and none of them are going to leave anything out. Even people who think they're going to get.
Oh, the reverse mortgages, that's another one. Oh, boy, is that a great way for the boomers to really drop some shit on their kids. A couple of family members in my first wife's family did this. Reverse mortgages. Her aunts and uncles did this and screwed over her cousin. Oh. And again, now that I think about it, how long her parents' house sat unsold, and knowing how her parents were, it wouldn't surprise me if that house had a reverse mortgage on it as well. Had to have. I don't know that for sure. That's speculation, but it would make a lot of sense.
Get something, aren't going to get anything. They think they're going to get the houses or whatever, all this crap that they have, but
you're not.
Know is that their parents have been like reverse mortgaging it to the government.
That's what I keep telling you. You're not getting it unless your parents are in the 21%. But you would know that now. If you have to ask yourself, even wonder, am I even going to get anything? Is there a competition? If there's any type of question of what's going on with a will or what happens after your parents die, your parents haven't already made it clear. Your boomer parents haven't made it clear. You're not getting jack shit. You're not getting anything. You're getting screwed.
or they mortgage the fuck out of them, and now they're just gonna get nothing but.
Boomers are generational theft. To understand the toxicity of many boomers, it's crucial to understand narcissism. Most boomer parents were horrible because narcissistic parents often have unstated goal of wanting their children to be worse off than them, like the power trip of having money and being able to wield it as a weapon. Yep, this narcissism plays a role in the big picture of why boomers are cut off. But explains my parents to a fucking T.
Debt, so they, even if they sell the house, they're probably still going to owe, or the estate's still going to owe money. So basically, everything that they own, all their cars, all their...
Narcissism plays a big role in the big picture of why boomers always been antagonistic to millennials. They resent young people in their youth and will even try to sabotage their own kids.
Garbage in their fucking...
God, how many of you seen this? How many of you seen this scene?
Garages and shit's all going to go to cover their estate debt, basically. So they're not planning on handing anything over, like, ever. Like, nothing.
Good video. He nailed it, man. The part with their generational toddlers. Mine. It's such a good observation. Really is. So give this guy a subscription. Gen Wars. He's only got 78 subscribers, so check him out. Give him a follow. He's on he's drank the boomer Kool-Aid. So give him a follow, and thank you for Krista for the contribution and the link. Mine. It really makes it make a lot more sense with these people done it. And again, we're talking about the 79%, not the 21%. So if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, be sure to subscribe to both my channels on Rumble. Please watch, like, comment, and share the videos over there, as it helps greatly with monetization and the growth of the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on X and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.